Hi everyone, I hope you're staying safe, healthy, and sane out there. And I hope that most of you have found some regularity to an exercise/nutrition program. You know, this has been our norm for a little while now, about a couple months. So hopefully you found something that works for you. Again, one with exercise and two with nutrition. I know a lot of us are home. It is tough when you're sitting at home all the time to resist those snacks. My go-to is out of sight, out of mind, to keep that stuff away from me. And then again, with exercise, you know, we are home more often than normal. Take the time to go on more walks. Get up, get out of that desk, you know, walk around the house, whatever it is, but try and find some kind of program that you can stick to keep you active, moving, burning those calories, so we're not sitting down more than normal and also eating more than normal. You know, I know it's tough right now without the gym being open and without Raph and I there with you every step of the way, but we're doing what we can, and you guys know we're here for you if you have any questions, need any help with anything. But we're gonna get you going with our next home workout video. So this one, basically we're gonna have 3 rounds of 3 different exercises, 3 sets at each. So each one of these is gonna have a predominantly lower body exercise, an upper body / core exercise, and an upper body exercise. So let's get you guys rocking here. First one we are gonna be doing here is our leg exercise for this circuit, we'll call it. So we're gonna be doing a reverse lunge to squat. This is one of these good ones. I've done this in one of the other workout videos, just because it's gonna keep some constant tension. So again, when we're not doing when we don't have weights with these exercises, this is a good one to keep that constant tension in the legs and get that burning in there. So it is gonna be a reverse lunge directly into the squat. So I'll show you from straight forward, and then I'll show you from the side. So facing here, it's gonna be all one leg first. The leg stays in place. I'm gonna take a big step back, drop it down into my lunge, drive through that heel. I'm gonna come right up to my squat position. Boom, that's 1 rep. Same leg stays forward, back, and up is 2. Back, and up is 3. So again, make sure on that lunge, we're taking a big step back, down, and be 4, down, and 5. So again, we're rocking through all with 1 leg first. My front leg is the one doing the drive on the lunge. On the squat, they're both doing some work. So you're gonna feel that leg that's doing the lunge get tired first. Now we're gonna go all the way through 15 of these with 1 leg, and then 15 with the other. So again, boom, and squat. Boom, and squat. Boom, and squat. Yeah, we've already completed 15 with that other leg doing the lunge, and now we're driving through 15 with this leg doing the lunge. And as always, as I said in all these videos, we're always pushing with the heels on those lunges, on those squats, everything like that. We don't want to push from the toes. So, as I've said with a couple of the other videos, I want you to do all 3 exercises for this circuit, one after the other, to keep that heart rate up and keep it rocking. So, right after that, we're gonna go into our upper body core exercise. We're gonna go into a push-up mountain climber combo, another one that we've done in one of the other videos. So, we're up, doing our push-ups up top here. We're not going from the knees. As I've said in some of the other ones, even if you're not that great at push-ups, give me what you got. That's how we get better at them. So, up on the feet, drop it down into our push-up, up, mountain climber. Boom, both legs. That's 1, down, up, mountain climber. That's 2, down, up, mountain climber is 3, and we're going 10 there. 10 push-up, mountain climber combos. Again, I want you staying up the whole time. 1, to try and, you know, get used to doing those big boy, big girl push-ups up top. And 2, because this would be really weird if you tried to do it from your knees with that kick involved. So again, push-up, kick is 1 rep. Push-up, kick is 2 reps. We are going 10 there. 10 on the push-up mountain climber combo. Right when we're done with that, we're going into some side plank pulses. So this is one that's a little bit tougher here. For those of you that have done side planks with us, this might not be so hard, but for those of you that haven't, this is a tough exercise, and regardless, it is pretty challenging. So we're gonna be on our side here. This arm is at a 90-degree angle, facing this way, perpendicular to my body. My feet are stacked here. This other hand is just gonna stay up here so I'm not cheating, pushing off the floor. So from here, I'm just coming up. Now as I come down, I'm gonna kind of come right to the floor and right back up. So I want you to get that full range of motion by coming down before we push up. We're not just doing these little guys up here, we're coming all the way down and up. So I don't want you to stop on the floor, but I want you to come all the way down to get our full motion. So again, boom, down, boom, down, boom. And we're really focusing on working our obliques here. A lot of balance stability involved. So we're gonna go 10 on one side, and then we just flip sides here. I'm on my left arm. Again, 90-degree angle, perpendicular to my body here. My feet are stacked. This hand is up. Boom. Really trying to drive those hips up nice and high, working the obliques as we drive up there. Up. So, again, 10 on each side here. As I said at the beginning of this, I want you to do all 3 exercises back to back to back. So again, the lunge to squat combo, it's 15 with one leg, and then 15 with the other leg. So it's 30 total lunges and squats. Right after that, we're at our push-up mountain climber combo, 10 of those, and then on our side plank pulses, 10 each side. So now if you need to pause the video, go ahead. If you want to rewind to walk you through it again, feel free to. But we're going to move on to the second circuit here otherwise. But again, do 3 exercises of that circuit first. 3 exercises. 3 rounds of that circuit. 3 sets, however you want to call it. Do that combo 3 times. Our second circuit here, again, leg exercise, upper body core exercise, and then just a core exercise. So we're going to do our 1.5 squats to get it going. So it's a pulse squat and a full squat combined. So I'll show you from the side here what we want. As always, whatever's a comfortable squat position for you. Some people are more narrow, some people are more wide, but I want you to try and get nice and low in this squat when we do our pulse. So we have our feet out to our comfortable position. Let's just get those hands up here so we're not cheating, pushing off our legs as we do this. So we're going to drop nice and low in our squat. We're going to come up about halfway, if anything less, back down and up. That's 1 rep. So again, down, partial, down, up is 2. Remember, as we're coming up, we do not extend those knees. We don't want to hyperextend. We don't want to put that pressure on the knees. We want to keep a slight bend in there. And as we do the pulse, it's under control. It's not a bounce. We're not bouncing through it. We're keeping the tension in the glutes and the hamstrings and the quads. As we get down, we kind of take a small pause. We come up, small pause, back down, small pause, and up. It's a very controlled movement. Down, and up. Down, up, down, and up. And we're going through 15 of those. So again, 1 down, partial, down all the way is 1. Down, partial, down all the way is 2. 15 of those. Just like I said in our first circuit, we're doing all 3 of these exercises one after the other. When you finish those 3, take a little longer rest. So our second exercise for this circuit is going to be our upper body core exercise. We're going to start off in our same push-up position that we did in that first round for our push-ups. Now we're just going to do some shoulder taps here. So keep your core engaged. You can get a nice wide base to help with the balance. We're just tapping. Tap, tap, tap. This should be a very under control movement. I'm not smacking like that. We want to be nice, under control, keeping that tension in the core and in the shoulders there. So, just to see from the side here, minimal swaying of the hips, and my butt is not touching the roof. Nice core engaged here, slow, under control. We're doing 15 each arm. 15 each arm alternating, so it's 30 total shoulder taps there. Now, right when we're done with that, we're gonna go into some crunches here. So, this is gonna be a crunch with a leg kick. My legs are gonna be straight out. I'm gonna have my hands back behind my head to give myself a little bit of support here, and we're gonna crunch up, opposite arm, opposite leg. So, All we're gonna do here, as I kick my leg up, I'm simultaneously crunching. Try and touch your shin here. We'll come all the way down to the floor and switch. Down to the floor and switch. Floor, switch. Floor, switch. So once again, this is a slow, under control movement. Too often when I give people this exercise, they try to fly through it and then they start messing up the coordination of it. I want you to be slow, under control. Focus on those abs as we crunch up. We squeeze those abs at the top and back. Get that little twist in there to get the obliques involved as well. The abs are going to be rocking with that crunch, the lower abs a little bit with that kick, and get a little twist in there to rock the obliques in as well to get all parts of that core in the front there. So, again, we're going to do 3 rounds of that circuit. So if you need to pause it again, you can, but the first exercise was the 1.5 squats, 15 reps. Then we had the shoulder taps, 15 each, so 30. And then we have those opposite arm, opposite leg crunches, 15 each side, so 30 again. Do all 3 exercises and then take your rest before doing it a second time, and then take your rest, and then a third time, and then take your rest. So again, if you need to pause it, you can. Otherwise, I am going to move on from here. Again, you can always rewind if you want to go through the exercises as I'm doing it. I know the timing might not match up, but we're doing what we can. So, last one here. Again, a predominantly lower body exercise, upper body core exercise, and then core exercise. Now on this one, we are going to have one where I do want you to hold on to either some light weights, if you have some light weights at home. If not, something that would work would be 2 canned goods, 2 Gatorade bottles, 2 water bottles, something like that. Typically in the studio, I would have you guys hold on to about 5-pound weights, depending on who is doing this, but 5 is kind of an even medium for most people. It might be easy for some, might be a little challenging for some. Now I know Gatorade bottles, canned goods, typically aren't gonna be quite 5 pounds. Typically they're gonna be about 2 to 3, but we're just doing what we can, working with what we have. So that'll be for our second exercise in this circuit. First exercise here, we're gonna do some glute bridges. So this has been a common one in these exercises. For the most part, we've done them one leg at a time. Today, we're gonna do both legs at the same time, and we're gonna do them at 2 different angles here. So when we have our feet at different angles for our bridges, it's gonna engage different parts of our legs here, mostly in our posterior chain in the back of our legs. So typically when we do these, I tell you to have your heels nice and close to our bottom, and then we're driving up like this. Now we're gonna start it off with our feet further out. It's a little more awkward. It's not quite as big of a movement. Really gonna engage those hamstrings more than the glutes here. So we're gonna have our feet out here, not quite all the way straight out, but pretty far out here. Again, it's gonna be a little awkward. You can point your toes. You don't necessarily have to. Just the main focus is we're driving through our heels here. So whatever's comfortable for you, whether your feet are flat or toes are pointed. My head and shoulders are relaxed. My arms are out to the side. I'm driving through those heels. Squeeze those hamstrings at the top. Now, we're gonna come down, tap the floor, right back up. Just like we did in that first circuit where we were on our side, we're just tapping the floor and coming back up to make sure we're getting our full range of motion. Every time there should be at least a full 1 second hold at the top. So most of our time in this exercise is in the air, not on the floor. Every time we want to get that hold. This is one of those where I say to our members a lot, you want to think about what we're working, otherwise we're just going to be going through the motions. We can go up and down here all day. If you focus on squeezing the hamstrings here, you don't necessarily have to add extra weight here. Find that mind-body connection, squeeze those hamstrings. Give me 15 there, and then we're gonna walk those feet in closer like we typically do with the closer heel to bottom distance. And now we're getting higher up with those hips, a little more glute engagement here. Same idea, all the way down to the floor, right back up, drive those hips up. This is one of those where a lot of times I tell people, think of pushing your hips up to the roof. Nice and low, drive those hips up. Same thing with that hold. Every time we should be getting at least a 1 second hold, ideally 2 to 3 seconds in the air each time. And if you're focusing on that squeezing of the hamstrings, of the glutes, we're really gonna feel it in there. 15 with our feet out, 15 with our feet closer, those 30 reps. Again, this is one of those all the time. People are like, oh, I need to add weight, I need to add weight. You really don't need to. If you're focusing on getting those holds where we're working, you're gonna feel it in those hamstrings and in those glutes. So again, 15 with our feet out, 15 with our feet closer, and then we're going into holding these weights we grabbed. So again, if you don't have some light weights at home, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, this would be something where you can grab Gatorade bottles, canned goods, something like that. We're gonna get a nice wide base to start here. This is gonna be a lot of shoulders involved. So if you are someone who has some rotator cuff issues, we would probably just skip this one and this. But for those of you that don't, let's give this one a try. So we're gonna have the weights up here at my shoulders. My elbows are kind of tucked in here. Let me come a little closer. My elbows are kind of tucked in like this. I don't want them super wide here. From here, we're gonna start off with some overhead side punches. So we're really looking to work in those obliques again. And I'm gonna punch this all the way over my head and straighten that arm. I'm gonna come in and switch. In and switch. So you see I'm keeping this hand nice and tucked. We don't want to let this one fall or anything like that. All right, I got a phone call there and it ruined my video. So this is gonna be a 2-part video. Finishing up here, so we're back at these punches here. So again, as I punch, I'm getting a big stretch in this arm. Nice full punch. I come in and I switch that side. Big full punch before I come in and I switch again there. This elbow stays tucked. Now we're gonna go 10 each side. We have 20 total punches here. 10 each side for 20. Right after that, we're just gonna go into our more standard punch, straight across right here. It stays more in line with the shoulders. You see, I'm really trying to turn those shoulders all the way across. Boom, boom. And this isn't for speed. We're focusing on a nice controlled movement, especially for those of you that have the lighter weight. We can always make exercises harder by longer time under tension. Now again, we're gonna go 10 each side here, so 20. So this one is 40 total reps. 10 each side overhead, and then 10 each side right here at the shoulders. 40 total punches here. Right when we're done with that, we're going to our next core exercise, which is gonna be our Superman. So I believe I did do this in one of the other videos. This is gonna be a main focus on our lower back in here, which is a big part of our core, especially for those of us that have lower back problems, things like that. This is gonna be a really good one to strengthen those muscles in the lower back so that it's not in so much pain. So you can either, so on this one, we're gonna be on our front here. You can either have those arms straight forward like this to really be Superman, or you can always just have them under your head like this, whatever's more comfortable for you. Now, what we're gonna do at the same time, we're gonna lift our upper body and our legs here to really just have this midsection be the only thing that's on the floor, getting that tension in the lower back and in the glutes here. So from here, I'm just gonna push up with the upper body and the legs. I'm holding it there and I bring it down. So push up here, squeezing that lower back at the top, bring it down. Lower back getting squeezed at the top before I bring it down. So just as I said with those glute bridges, this is one where a lot of times people want to add in some extra weight, but it's really not necessary. If you're getting that hold every time, you're gonna get that engagement in the core, in the lower back, in the glutes, and if it's easy, just hold it longer. The longer time under tension makes it harder. We're going 15 here, 15. So, again, this circuit is the glute bridges, 15 with our feet out far, 15 with the feet closer. Number 2 is those punches, 10 each side, so 20 total overhead, 10 each side, 20 total at shoulder height, and then the Supermans for 15. Now again, we're gonna go through 3 rounds of this, 3 sets, however you wanna call it, 3 sets of this. So you do all 3 exercises, then rest. 3 exercises, then rest, 3 exercises, and we are all done there. So we had the 3 rounds of the 3 circuits, 3 sets. All right. Again, if I haven't spoke to you, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from everyone. And stay safe, stay healthy.